What happens when belief is all you own, yet you refuse to let it go? Omar worked as a struggling miner, living with his wife Suri and their 2 young children inside a fragile home shaped from clay and reeds. Their life was modest, sometimes painfully so, but Omar carried a treasure no thief could steal. He carried trust in God. At sunrise each day, he stepped into his small courtyard, lowered his head, and spoke quiet thanks for breath, family, and another chance to try. After praying, Omar walked toward the riverbank. From morning light to waking dusk, he swirled sand and pebbles in his pan, hoping for something better. Most evenings rewarded him with only specks, barely enough for food. Still, he smiled and whispered thanks. Nearby stood Damien, a rich gold dealer with heavy pockets and a hardened heart. He laughed at Omar publicly, saying fate had decided his poverty. Omar answered with calm eyes and a gentle voice, saying God makes room for miracles. One night, exhausted and empty-handed, Omar knelt beside his sleeping family. Tears slipped down as he asked not for riches, but dignity and care for his children. That night, a radiant stranger appeared in his dream, dressed in light, delivering a simple instruction. At dawn, feed the birds in the square and pray. Omar awoke trembling and told Suri everything. She listened, then nodded quietly, believing obedience mattered more than certainty. Morning arrived with pale skies. Omar carried a small pouch of grain toward the town center. Along the path he met an elderly man weakened by hunger. Without pause, Omar shared his food. The stranger blessed him and disappeared among the crowd. At the square, birds gathered as Omar scattered seeds and closed his eyes in prayer. Peace filled his chest as wings fluttered around him. Afterward he returned to the river, repeating his familiar motions. Hours passed. Muscles burned. Doubt crept in, then his gaze settled on a heavy stone unlike the rest. Something urged him to move it. Straining with effort, he rolled the rock aside, revealing a massive piece of gold glowing in the water. He collapsed to his knees, shaking, whispering gratitude again and again. Carefully, Omar brought the treasure home. Suri and the children stared in disbelief. Together they prayed in thanks. The next day Omar sold the gold in a distant town. He shared generously with those in need, then began a fair trading business. Unlike Damien, he paid honestly and treated miners with respect. Word traveled fast. People came from far places to work with him. Omar never abandoned his habits. Each morning still began with prayer, gratitude, and effort. He learned that wealth shines brightest when paired with mercy. Faith grows strongest when tested by lack. Through his choices, Omar proved that a simple life guided by belief can outshine great fortunes. Kindness is the richest return on faith. As months passed, Omar noticed something deeper changing inside him. Work still demanded patience, and challenges still arrived uninvited, yet fear no longer ruled his thoughts. He listened carefully, spoke gently, and chose fairness even when shortcuts tempted him. Could success remain clean if the heart stayed humble? Miners trusted him because he remembered their struggles. Children laughed again in his home. Damien watched from a distance, confused by respect he could not buy. Omar understood then that provision flows through faith expressed as action, not wishes alone. This lesson echoes wherever patience, prayer, and compassion walk together daily faithfully.